Okay, so I signed up for dance classes for the first time in like 7 years, and I'm just waiting outside the studio. It is currently locked, but class starts in 8 minutes. I'm so nervous. Wish me luck. Hey guys, my name is Jordan Sparks, and I am restarting my dance journey at 34 years old. So if you're brand new to my channel, hello. I'll go into a little bit of a backstory in this video, but essentially I am 34 years old. I have not danced in at least 7 years. I haven't taken a single class. And in today's video, I'm going to be restarting my dance journey. Hey guys, so I'm just getting ready to go to my first dance class in like 7 years, and I am so nervous, specifically because it's hip hop, and I am not a hip hop dancer. I am a hip hop anonymous.
Hip hop? Hip hop anonymous? Damn you! You gave him the easy ones!
And I have not taken a dance lesson in like 6 years, but also I've only taken maybe like 2 drop-in hip-hop classes in my entire life. I did not study hip-hop, so a little bit nervous. It's a totally brand new studio, new style, and I haven't been to class in 6 or 7 years. I signed up for like this 3-week studio fit thing at this studio that's in my town, and it has hip-hop, tap, ballet, and like a bar class, so I'm gonna be taking all 4 of those for the next 3 weeks. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm so nervous though. I don't know why. Well, I guess, I don't know. I'm nervous for everything. We'll see what happens. So I'm just going to wear this, my Champion sweatpants and matching jacket, and some pink shoes. So this is the outfit. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm off to my dance class and I am so nervous. Wish me luck. Okay, so I arrived at the dance studio. I think I have to wait for a couple more minutes because it is still locked.
Camera speed, sound production, take 2. Los muchachos en el ring del barrio nunca se doblan.
So, a little backstory. I wanted to dance my entire life. And since I was maybe 3 or 4 years old, I was super interested in gymnastics, ballet, tap dancing, anything that was like dance and physical art related. And I just grew up really in poverty, so we couldn't afford anything like that. And then when I was a bit older and my family had a little bit more money, I still couldn't take dance classes because it was in the 90s and the early 2000s, and where I'm from, it was very frowned upon for any guys to be dancing. They didn't really have any selections of classes for guys to be taking. It would be like the studio owners themselves were like, oh, what? A guy wants to be in my studio or wants to take gymnastics classes? We don't have any gymnastics classes geared towards guys. So things were a bit different. I feel like in the dance community, things have got a lot better in the last 15, 20 years. But I started dance when I was 19 years old, and I started dancing in college. I basically took a performing arts program that was like singing, acting, dancing, and introducing you to like the production side of things and all of that. And I really was going to it because I'm like, I want to sing, I want singing training, and I want to dance, and I'd wanted to dance forever. So this is finally my opportunity. And a lot of the people in this program had never danced before either. There was also some people that were more intermediate dancers and more advanced dancers, but there was a place and there was training for those of us that had never danced before. So I started my dance training at 19, and I went on to take another musical theater program after that. That was by audition, and it was very competitive.
One of the things that is unique about this program is that the program is built on the elements that we feel are necessary and integral to performing in a musical theater aspect.
This position is placed and strong, no hanging.
And then what we did was we separated the dance classes so that we could teach technique on one side and style and interpretation on another side. And with the technical side of the teaching, we leveled the dance classes so that a student coming in who has maybe no dance training is not trying to train in class with someone who comes in with maybe 14 or 15 years of training. And that is really not to address the less experienced dancer, it's to really address the needs of the more experienced dancer.
And I had some really intense dance training there for 3 years. And then I went on to continue dancing I danced professionally, I started teaching dancing, and then I started a Dance Coach React series.
I should point out there are a lot of moments in this solo where she has really, really good stretched ankles and strong feet, and that's why I'm pointing out that in the moments where she has sloppy ankles and sloppy feet, that she can give a lot more, because we're seeing it on stage that she is capable of doing that.
I worked really, really hard at dancing, and I just got to a point where I had so many injuries and I put so much pressure on myself to be a professional, even though I'd started so late in life at 19. I eventually, just a combination of things, quit dancing. I stopped going to class. I continued being sort of involved in the dance community and continued to post videos about dance and stay in the social media realm, but I'd kind of lost my passion. And now I'm 34 years old. I've not taken a class in 7 years. And I decided it was time to restart my dance journey and to just go into it this time not so hard on myself, not in a rush to do anything. I've already danced professionally, I've become a teacher, I did dance coaching, I've done choreography. I've done all of those things in the past, so I feel like that race to get to some kind of imaginary finish line was no longer a variable. So over the Christmas break, I found a dance studio where I'm living, where they offered a kind of like intro offer where you could take 3 weeks of dance classes. So I signed up for that, and I was almost like dreading it, kind of bringing back all of these emotions that I used to feel towards dance and all of these insecurities of being like, oh, am I going to be good enough? Am I still going to be able to dance even though I haven't taken a class in like 7 years? Am I going to be fit enough for this? Am I going to be able to remember choreography? So I signed up for the classes, and I really had to push myself to go take the first class. I was super anxious, super nervous, and like I said, almost dreading it for all of these mental reasons that I built up in my head. But on Monday I started, and I registered for a hip hop class. So I took a hip hop class, and then Tuesday was tap, Wednesday was ballet, and Thursday was like a bar fitness class. And so I took all of those, and I wanted to share my little journey with you guys behind the scenes, and how my journey back into dance is going, and we'll continue going from here. So my first hip hop class, it was good. The choreography was challenging for me because I've never taken hip hop really, but it was my first introduction to get back into dancing. So I thought it was a good way to get back into it because it was an absolute beginner class, and because it was a style that I couldn't be judging myself on and holding the bar so high because I've never really danced hip hop. I've had like 2 drop-in classes in hip hop in my life, but for the most part my dance training was theater based and tap, ballet, jazz, contemporary, and my personal favorite, which is lyrical, like pretty lyrical dancing is my favorite. So I went to this hip hop class. I survived. I was super nervous at first, and the energy was good. The teacher was great. The students were great. And here's a clip of my hip hop class. Yay, so I just finished my first hip-hop class, and it was actually really fun and super not stressful at all. I'll talk to you guys later about it when I get home. And then on Tuesday there was a tap class, and I decided to try and commit to taking all of the classes that were available. So I went to hip-hop. I brought myself back to a separate studio actually for tap. Alright, I'm on my way to my first tap class. They have 2 studios in my area, and 2 of the classes are at one studio and 2 are at the other. So I took a tap class, which was also challenging, but I was super surprised actually to see being my first tap class in 11 years.
For so much of a workout because I turned very lazy over the holidays. I did not like it.
I was like, tap is breezy.
Right? It's good. When I can see we can do more.
That I had so much muscle memory left, and that there was still a lot of tap that my body still remembered, even though I hadn't tap danced in so many years.
We have to go. Ready? Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6. Here we go. Step, heel, show, run. Hold. Straight, run. Here we go.
And that class again was beginner, or it was kind of, all the classes were kind of geared towards who was there and who showed up for the class and what kind of level they were at. So they were basically beginner. So I took the hip hop class. It was great. The choreography was good. It was challenging. I'm very stiff and I dance very from the brain. I'm a very academic dancer. I'm very focused on everything being perfect and all of the details. So hip hop is a really good challenge for me to get into my body, because you really need to be able to relax into hip hop and to feel yourself and feel your body. And I am very much, like I said, academic, very perfecting, very neurotic about my technique and stuff. And you need to just let that all go for hip hop. Again, tap, kind of same thing. You need to be able to relax and not be so perfectionistic. There is more of an academic component to tap dancing as well, but you still need to be able to relax and feel your body. So the tap class was good.
You're right, I'm wrong. Stay, run. Hold. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Stop.
I got my pickups, which was something I used to always struggle with. There was only 3 of us in the tap class, so it was almost like a private lesson. It was great. Alright, just finished my first tap class and it was also great. And then on Wednesday, I had my first ballet class. I don't have any clips of that one, but it was a very kind of formal ballet class. We did some bar work, we did some center work, and we did a bit of across the floor. Again, it was kind of beginner, but kind of work at your own pace, and I was still super challenged by this ballet class as well, and just kind of reminding my body like how to use turnout and really engaging all of those muscles. All right, you guys, it is almost time for me to head to ballet. I have like 5 minutes, so this is going to be my first ballet class back after 7 years. Yesterday was my first tap class back after 11 years. And the day before that, on Monday, was my first hip hop class, like basically ever. So hip hop went really well. I was like super nervous to go in there, and I was kind of like dreading it, but also knowing that it was just all in my head and that after I actually went, it would be good. But just with anything new and signing up for any new studio or anything like that, I'm always like hyper anxiety about it. But it was really good. The teacher was great. The class size was really small. There was like 7 of us, or maybe 5. No, there was 5 students in the hip hop class. And it was like low pressure. It was still challenging for me because I'm new to hip hop and haven't danced in so many years, but it went really well. I loved the class. I'm definitely going to return next week. Then the tap class, we kind of went at our own pace. I would say it wasn't too beginner, but it was still like pretty beginner, and I was never good at tap. So after 11 years going back to a tap class, it was a little bit difficult.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. Stop. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
But I got everything. It was good. Got my pickups yesterday, so that was cool. I feel like tap is kind of like riding a bike. It just stays in your muscle memory more so than other dance styles, in my opinion, especially because I see 100-year-old ladies that are like, I used to tap in Ziegfeld Follies or something like 100 years ago, and they still know their routines.
So what, you showed her something?
How are you? Oh my God, there she goes.
And that's you, right? So were these Were these shot in a real club, or was it like a... Do you have any memory of how many of these you did? Or...
There she goes, right there. There she goes.
Yeah, there she is.
Oh, that's her?
That's you, right?
In the front, right?
In the front now, yeah. Someone said they thought your nickname was Chicken Little. Was that your choice, or that just landed on you?
Because every time we go somewhere, say, what you want? You say chicken. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
That's the song. That's the song.
So, for how many years did you dance?
That's all I ever did. That was it.
Oh. Well, I finally believe you. I finally believe that you weren't making it all up.
Making me wish that I could get out of this bed and do it all over again. What are you going to do?
So there you are,
You see yourself?
behind in the white dress.
That's her. Wow, she always had the front step.
Oh my God, I'm afraid for anyone to fall off of there.
I know.
Fabulous.
Oh.
Fabulous to see this. Yeah. And remember all these things that was happening. I used to often say to myself, I am being paid to do something that I enjoy doing, and I would do it for free because it just felt so good doing it.
But the tap class was good. There was only 3 of us, and then one of them left, so there ended up being only 2 people in the tap class, so it was almost like having a private. That went really well. My feet hurt. My shoes like hurt the instep, the top of my foot. It's in like a regular dance studio, so when I came in, there's the 2 monitors, and there's like all the little girls taking their classes, and then their classes end at 8, and that's when the adult classes begin. So it isn't like a regular studio. The studios are kind of small because they're for kids, but it's really cool that they're super small class sizes. You're not going to get that at a drop-in studio anywhere. And then tonight is ballet with the same teacher, Victoria, that I had yesterday. She said it's going to be kind of like a modern ballet class, not like Martha Graham modern, so I think she means just like new age, contemporary kind of spin on things. So we'll see how that goes. This is the class that I was most excited for, and since it's the same teacher, I'm not so nervous. Time to head to class. And then on Thursday, I did my first bar class back, and whew, this class beat my ass. It was so difficult. It's the most difficult thing that I have done in so many years, probably since I was in performance college. Like, none of the classes that I took had this heavy of conditioning that I ever did, even after college. So to jump into this class where we're really working on those inner thighs, really working on those rotators and turnout throughout the entire class, it was really heavy floor bar, heavy bar exercises, and I was kind of pushing myself to make sure that I did everything and completed every exercise. I was sweating everywhere. I was so exhausted, and every muscle in my body is so sore. It's now Saturday, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my abs. I forgot how it feels to have every muscle in your body just be so exhausted and sore from something like that, but also reminded me how hard you have to work to be a good dancer, how hard you have to work on your conditioning in order to see those improvements, and how hard I have not been working since I was doing full-time dance training, because that whooped my ass. But it was great. Overall, I would say that my return to dance has been very kind of coming from a new light. It's cool to see it now as like a hobby and something I can do as a hobby, but I also already feel the gears turning and feel me being like, okay, well, I could take more drop-in classes, I could take a gymnastics class, I could take contemporary, I can push myself harder, I should be dancing 8 hours a day, I should really push myself to see how far I can get in this. And I'm kind of trying to hold myself back from those old patterns a little bit, just because I was always constantly injured, I was always in pain, and I put so much pressure on myself that that's where I lost the joy of dancing, especially as an actual dancer myself. And I kind of moved more heavy into coaching because it was more something that I could see and offer all of this guidance and all of this wisdom and academic kind of thinking that I'd picked up over the years becoming a dancer myself, but without having to put myself through the ring of fire. So I feel like now that I've went back to dance classes, it's good for my body, it's good for my brain, and it's definitely inspired me to get back into coaching, to be a better coach. I feel like it's so important to continue your education if you're going to be coaching or if you're going to be teaching. It's so important to also still be working on your craft in whatever capacity that you can do that yourself. So far it's been great. I want to continue documenting my journey back into dance and see what becomes of it. I just want to put a little message out there that if there's anybody out there that has been thinking of taking your first dance class, absolutely do it. It could be nerve-wracking, even for somebody that's danced for many years. It's super nerve-wracking, and I was super anxious to go get back into it, but you can definitely do it. And if you're somebody that has danced many years ago, or you just want to continue your dancing after you've graduated from dancing in a studio since you were a little kid, just do it. You've got nothing to lose. You don't need to put pressure on yourself to be the best dancer. Just to actively try and show up and be present and show up for yourself, show up to dance classes, put in the work to actually register and to attend these classes, whether it's just like beginner classes or drop-in classes, or you sign up for a session, or maybe you are going to go to school and do it full-time or do anything like that. Just be somebody that shows up for themselves and puts in the work, and that's all that you really need to ask of yourself. You don't need to have massive insurmountable goals. You don't need to change the world with your dancing, but just to be able to honor that that's something that you enjoy doing, and that that's something that you can continue to do at any age, at any physical ability. You can still dance. You can still make it a part of your life. So I want to encourage you guys to all do that if that's something that's been weighing on your mind in any way at all. But also, if you have any questions for me about restarting dance at 34, I'm going to be 35 at the end of this month, and I used to think that I was in such a rush starting dancing at 19 that I need to be amazing, and I need to be amazing right now, and that by 35 all dancers retire, and I kind of got it in my mind that like, oh, I'm too old to dance. And then I see people that are still doing their tap routines at 90 years old that they used to do on vaudeville or in early Broadway days, or their Ziegfeld Follies numbers, things like that. And I'm like, okay, if a 95-year-old can do it, then I can still be dancing. I don't need to be able to pull my foot all the way up behind my ear anymore, or do a 180-degree split. I don't need to have crazy back bends and all of that. That is not what defines a dancer. Showing up and actually being in class and actually doing the work and actually dancing is what makes you a dancer. So I wanted to encourage you guys to do that. But if you have any questions about my journey and my journey going back into dance and what my intentions are, or how far you might think that you could get in your dance career or in your dance practice starting at any age or any ability, I'm definitely happy to answer any questions, especially for any of you adult latecomers to dance, because I feel like I can definitely relate to that journey. But yeah, this is my journey back into dance.